Simpson style for treating so many conditions. I'll give you a list of conditions on the video once I work out how to do that editing step. Anyway, this is all you need: some bud, some isopropyl alcohol, that is just your solvent. You crush that down with a stick. Oh, you're not supposed to smoke once that's open. Crush that down with a stick, pour it through a strainer into this crock pot, boil the solvent off, and then, yeah, you're left with, here's some I prepared earlier, this beautiful, beautiful, waxy, lovely oil. So now we are pouring the solvent, which I'm using 99% isopropyl alcohol. This is about $8 for a litre. The weed, I'm very lucky, I was gifted by a beautiful stranger. Gave me the weed for free, but this much, well, quite a bit more than this, which is all gone now. It's off to medicine, for different things, but 4 times this much. What we're doing now is almost covering it, but we need to crush it for 3 minutes. And the weed, if you're in somewhere like, I don't know, Mexico, Oaxaca, where weed is very, very cheap on the planet, you would cost you about $100, $150 for a kilo of marijuana. In Australia, a kilo would probably cost you around $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000, depending on who you know. Now, I don't know why, but I insist on doing this stuff, smoking. I'm a danger man. I don't stop that. Kids, that's what's not to do. So I've crushed this all up for a good long 5 minutes. And now I'm going to pour it through. This is an upside down blender with the bottom so it can go through. This is a Coke bottle top funnel, and that's a coffee filter. Pour it through. It doesn't fit very well, but we'll just do what we can. Like this. Look at that. Can you see that? It's delicious. Ooh. Black and, oh, it's lovely. Look at that, beautiful. And that takes a good while, so we take all that solvent off, and then we add the rest of the solvent, just crush it up for another 3 minutes and pour that through as well, just to get the other 20% of cannabis off or cannabinoids or something off the green plant. And then we are, you know, they say 60% of the statistics are made up on the spot. So there, yeah, there. Well, next step is boiling it. I'll show you in. Okay, so I've just added the last of the solvent, and I've crushed this for 3 minutes. And have a look at this. In the sunlight, so beautiful. Oops. So that's just the solvent going through the coffee filter into the crock pot, and then we boil it off. In the meantime, enjoy a little breakfast and pour this solvent through the strainer. Look at that colour. Oh, it's golden nutritious. I won't get her in the shot. Child protection. Now we just take up that lovely golden sunlit marijuana and squeeze it. Squeeze the little baby. Look at that. Black, beautiful squeeze out as much of that as you can. I sound like an expert already, don't I?
Pretty.
Pretty it is. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but it's slowly boiling off. I have the crock pot on high temperature, there's no lid. I'm sitting upwind so I don't get the fumes. And you can see a little activity on the surface. I'm going to tip it. Oh, from where I sit, it looks like a bowl of golden urine. It's bloody delicious. And there's still a few millimeters of solvent there boiling off the top, so it'll probably be a few more hours. Gotta leave it just boiling away. Oh, I love it. Okay, we're at the end, the last part now, so you can see it's really thick. You can see there's still some solvent. You can see some of it's like cooked quite strong against the edge of the pan. Actually, you guys probably can't see any of that. But it's so much fun and it smells so good. So now we just shake it against the side of the pan, cook off as much as we can of the last of the bubbles all around the outside of the pan, shake it around, and then we add it to the stuff I have, a clean silver pot or a metal pot, and then just put it on a coffee warmer until the surface bubbles are all gone, and then you know it's all finished and ready. So we almost have the weed finished off. I'm going to try and put this to the side. It's really hard to show you because the pan is black. But that's what we're left with out of that big jug of weed. So you have to have weed to throw around, or you have to have some serious disease. Anyway, now we're going to pour this into the little lovely silver container of stuff that I have left from the last batch I made. Trust me to get a freaking hair in it. Now I'm going to add some coconut oil to the crock pot to just collect the rest of that delicious stuff. And I make a nice face moisturizer out of that, which makes your face a bit green. Just look at this, you animals. There's still some action on the top of the surface for this now, but I want that. I want a little bit of solvent left in this, just so these two different medicines blend together. This is what's left over in the pot. Look at that. It is the blackest, most delicious chocolatey stuff. And I just add a little bit of coconut oil to that, because I then make this coconut oil stuff yummy. Swish that around, mix those together. Coconut oil just picks that excess weed up off the pot beautifully, and it helps you clean the sort of solvent laden stuff out of the pot. And then when the pot's clean, I just pop that stuff back into the pot on low for about another 3 or 4 or 5 hours until there's no more bubbles on the surface. But I'll show you in a minute how lovely this stuff is that I'm scraping off the bowl into the coconut. So now I'm just going to have my little pot of oil in my crock pot. I put some water in the bottom of it and I leave it on low for about an hour or 3 until there's no more bubbles on the surface. See that tiny little bubble down there? Just like those, you've got to get rid of them. And now we've got our little bowl of oil. We've pulled it out of the pressure cooker. It's hot, so it's easy to get into our syringes. Just scoop it up like this, and the best bit is licking the of the end. And then give it to your friends, give it to your family, anyone who's got any sickness or even no sickness. It won't hurt, a little bit of marijuana medicine a few months each year and you'll probably keep yourself pretty well.